Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Block Party Podcast. This is episode number 14. It's your boy TruthBlitz.
And I'm TruthBlitz, and today we have a special guest, and that's Gregory Mannarino, the Robin Hood of Wall Street.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Greg is, he's been doing this a while, since the last financial crisis. And today we're going to be talking about the coming financial crisis, what he's doing and what you can do to position yourself for that, and what he sees happening with the crypto market. So you don't want to miss it.
Peace.
I'm out.
This the story of Crypto Blood and TruthBlitz. Ask them a cliff high what the truth is. They was just talking about the blockchain. That's when they heard Janet yelling and the cops came. They said, give me all your Bitcoin and lock aim. Then Jamie Dimon showed up and the shots rained. So they hopped in the Lambo and took off fast. Welcome to the Block Party Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Block Party Podcast. This is episode 14, and today we have a special guest. Crypto Blood and myself have been following him for quite some time.
Yep.
And it is Gregory Mannarino. Greg, how you doing?
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
The Robin Hood of Wall Street.
That's right. Yeah, no, thank you for coming on and doing this.
Thanks,
we definitely appreciate it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you got to where you are now?
Well, let's see. I run a financial blog, as you guys are aware, for a long time. I really started getting heavily into this again. Well, let's back up a little bit. When I was a kid, I consider it a kid. I had got a job at a Wall Street bank. This is back, my goodness, here in the late 80s.
Okay.
And at the time, it really wasn't. I thought I wanted to be Gordon Gekko. I'll be honest with you, but it didn't turn out that way. It just didn't work for me. I didn't fit well with it. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't ready, I don't think, at the time. But it kind of got my head into it. It's like, well, this could be cool if I weren't getting treated like a piece of garbage, So
Yeah.
I dealt with that for a while, and I tried a few things over there. I did make my way over to the trading floor, which I thought would be fun, but that was horrible, actually. I'll be honest with you. Wasn't what I thought that would be either. Life usually isn't, is it?
It never
But anyway,
is.
Long story short, I got into medicine. I practiced medicine for almost 20 years.
Wow.
So I got to do that for a while. And I think if you could have an understanding of how, let's say, something as complicated as human physiology works, you could figure anything out. That's really the truth. So I started focusing back on this whole thing after the crash of 2008. Me, like a lot of guys, I lost a lot of money. Some friends of mine got wiped out. And I started talking about it. I was like, hey, I want to put a little light on this. This is out of control. So many people got hurt and burned. So that's really what started me with getting out here and talking about it. People enjoyed the concepts I would discuss, and it just snowballed. So that's all I do now. I trade these markets. I do a financial blog, and two of them, actually, at least two that I can remember. And that's it. And now I'm on your lovely show.
Excellent. So go ahead.
Yeah, so you run a site called traderschoice.net. You guys, if you haven't heard of it, check it out. He actually gives free alerts. Is that still the case? I know back in the day you were doing free alerts.
Well, what I'm doing now, everything on the charting systems are all free on the website. There's a lot of free stuff there for people to use, and I hope they utilize it. I set up a bond market chart, dollar chart, a stock market chart that you can trade with using certain indicators that I happen to like. Very short timeline. I used to post positions. Now, because the market has gotten so volatile now, I shortened up my timeline big time. I'm trading on like maybe an hour or two in and out
wow.
of it.
Because you used to be a swing trader. Your strategy was swing. Yeah. Okay.
Not so much anymore with this volatility in the market. So I'm just trying to take advantage of that. So it's very difficult to post these positions now.
Right.
So I put that charting system up there, and I just follow it. If you're not sure how to work it, just look at the way it works over a few days and say, hey, you know what? I think I can do this. Don't trade with real cash, people, until you know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And this is not something you could learn within a day or two, a week, maybe not even a month. It may take several months to really get a handle on this crazy business, and be willing to understand that you will have losses. Period. I don't care how good you think you are or how good you actually are. You do have losses. I have losses. But over the long run, if you play this game correctly, you can come out on top, and you will come out on top. So,
I come from that's interesting. You talk about losses and having losses. I come from the FX market. Have my Series 3. I totally understand that market, and that's what I tell people all the time, Gregory, is that you're going to have losses. And so I think the transition with people trading on paper to trading a demo account to trading a live account, that the separation to me between a pro trader and one that isn't is that a pro trader knows how to sustain losses mentally. It's a mental game, in my opinion.
It is a mental game. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
Well, you have to. I mean, it's crazy. No one can enter this, and I've been saying this for the longest time, and expect that, oh, I'm going to have, every trade I'm going to do is going to be successful. It's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I don't care. It doesn't, even these big Wall Street banks lose cash. These high frequency trading things lose cash. I mean, you name it. There's no way that you can never lose. You have to factor your losses in.
The reason why the Wall Street guys always in totality or eventually win is because they have unlimited money. So they can stay in the game, right?
They can stay in the game, and they know how to limit those losses. I mean, having a basic strategy of how you're going to play these things is tremendous. I mean, some people just say, let's just say I have 10 grand in my trading account, and I'm going to take the whole 10 grand and I'm going to throw it into buying calls on XYZ.
Right.
I mean, that's the most sure way to lose everything within a very short period of time. You have to have some basic money management skills. As a matter of fact, on my website, I hope people will download this. It's really free. I don't ask for a darn thing. Just go to my publications page, look for the picture of Gordon Gekko, honestly, and you'll see the one rule you must never break when trading stocks, and that's how to basically have just a basic understanding of money management skills. How to enter those trades, how to add to them only when they're moving in the right direction, minimize your losses, maximize your gains. If you do this over time, you will do well. If you do not, I guarantee you that you will lose.
Yeah, I've never played in any markets until I got into cryptocurrency, and Crypto Blood has told me many times, you need to have a strategy for whatever position you're getting into, because in this market, people either hodl, they hold, or they're traders, and I have no trading background, so it's easy to either get emotionally tied to a position, and if you don't have really a game plan or a strategy, you can really screw yourself over pretty good. So
absolutely. I mean, if you don't know what direction you're going, you're in a lot of trouble with anything in life. I mean, it doesn't even have to be trading. I don't care what it is. How about what I'm going to have for dinner? I don't know. You got to have a plan. Without a plan, you're in a lot of trouble. I don't care what you want to do in life here, especially when it comes to this kind of business where it's volatile and there's a lot of emotion involved here. Look, it happens to me too. I mean, I've made thousands upon thousands upon thousands of trades over the years, and once in a while, I get emotionally attached to one for some reason. I can't even tell you. I'll be like, no. I know it's going to turn around. No. I can't be wrong. Can I be wrong here? You got to be willing to accept that, and I think that's where a lot of people, no matter what you're trading, get hurt. Don't get married to your position. You get married to that position, you're in a lot of trouble. Understand that it's just a stepping stone to your next position, whether it's a win or a loss. And if you can get that, at least try to get that emotional factor out. That's a big part of being successful. And accept the fact that you're not going to get it right all the time, no matter how strongly you feel about whatever asset you might be investing in or trading. Don't get married to it. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
Right. So, you've been doing this a while, and you have really talked, I know your channel really came up out of the previous financial crisis. So, you know, you talk about it all the time. You know, we're approaching another financial calamity, and really, what I want to know is, how bad is this next financial crisis going to be, in your opinion?
Well, it's at least going to be as bad as the last one and the one before that and the one before that. But I think this one's going to be a lot worse. What people need to understand, and it drives me crazy, oh, you know, Greg's a doomer, Greg's a gloomer. No, these are market cycles. This is what the market does. Every X amount of years, we get a boom cycle and then we get a bust cycle, period. That's just the way it is. I mean, to look at it in another perspective, everything on this earth vibrates or has a frequency to it. The market's no different. It's no different, except this particular time here, in my opinion, what world central banks have done has never been done before. I mean, that's not a secret, where we've had world central banks who have now artificially suppressed interest rates for an entire decade. By doing this, they've created an environment of risk. That means we've seen a lot of cash moving into assets which shouldn't be going here, inflating the stock market to where it is right now. We've been here before. We've seen valuations at the levels we are now in the last two bubbles. And if you want to go back, you'll see the same kind of thing before that. They've also managed to inflate a new housing bubble. You know, we keep hearing the lie. I mean, I don't know another way to put this, that, you know, there's a housing crisis, a housing shortage. Well, I can promise you that's not the truth. We have a shortage of affordable housing, not housing. They're building everywhere. I live out here in Las Vegas. You guys are welcome to come visit me anytime you want, and I can show you everywhere they're building. The house I'm in right here, this is brand new. This was built, I just moved in here two months ago. The issue is these houses here are out of the reach of most people who are on an average salary. Right. When any asset whatsoever moves above the ability for the average person on an average salary to afford it, you have a bubble, period.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing here with regard to housing. And this environment of risk still exists. They're suppressing these interest rates here artificially. We're supposed to be in the greatest, economic boom that we've heard of. Meanwhile, the Fed can't raise rates. Why? Why can't they raise rates? Why can't we have normal rates? I mean, this is insane with the environment that we're in. It's punishing savers, but everything is just so great right now. But I think that most people, at least who I'm sure follow your work, realize that's not the case. Mm-hmm. And it's a sad situation, but it's something that we can all take advantage of. And that's really what I want people to know, is you don't have to lay down like a sheep and be fleeced next time. Don't let it happen to you. And unfortunately, that is what's going to happen. Most people are going to get caught on the wrong side of this. Once again, very sad, but that's life too.
So give us a scenario for the next crisis. How do you see it playing out? Do you see, bond yields inverting? Do you see a restriction in capital and liquidity, interbank lending? Give us some understanding of how you see this playing out this time around.
Absolutely. I think it's pretty simple here. I've been explaining to people for a long time, probably before most people, that we have the potential here at one point to have a rapid sell-off in the bond market, for which world central banks will be powerless to stop. I mean, right now they're buying everything. How does the Federal Reserve keep interest rates where they are? They can't just say it. They have to get into the market and make it happen by buying bonds. All the world central banks are doing the same thing here. Now, I don't remember exactly when it was, but we had Alan Greenspan come out saying, hey, you know what? There's a potential for this too. Then we got Goldman Sachs came out, Morgan Stanley came out saying the same thing. They must watch my work. I don't know. But there is the potential for and I think it's going to happen here, where first of all, who in their right mind, maybe one of you guys can explain this to me, would want to hold a bond in this environment, yielding nothing? You want to put it against the real rate of inflation that you're earning negative. Right. When you have a stock market which seems to be only going in one direction, it's insane. Obviously, this is not any real investor that's doing this. In my opinion, it's world central banks, it's the Wall Street banks too that are getting in here. There's a lot of theories as to what may be going on here. World central banks buying each other's debt through dark pools, all kinds of stuff going on. I'm certain that is what's occurring here. just to keep this all suspended. But going back to what you said, it's a pretty simple scenario. If we do, and I believe we will, get a rapid sell-off in the bond market at one time, what that will do is rates will spike. As rates spike, the environment of risk, which we have now, like in the market, starts to change. So you get people seeking safety in other assets. So you get a sell-off here in the bond market, which will put pressure on stocks. Stocks will sell off at the same time, and I believe this will be a rapid because everyone wants to get out the door first. And cash is going to move into other assets. A lot of them, in my opinion here, but it's going to get out of the debt market. It's going to get out of equities. We've seen it before. And that's what's going to happen again here, in my opinion. Don't know when, frankly, don't care when.
Yeah.
I really don't. I just want to make it work for now.
So when is that correlation going to end where we see bond yields where they are and the stock market continually going up? Like, when will we get that break, as you said? Like, what will be that catalyst? Because since 2009, that's what it's been. They've been going the same direction. The bonds have been going up. Stocks have been going up for the most part. You know, we've had dips where, you know, the Fed said they were stopping QE and all of that, but it goes right back up.
It does. I don't know what the event is going to be. There is going to be a triggering event, and I can say this: it's going to be something that nobody has thought of.
Right.
Story. It's going to come some kind of thing, probably that's going to seem insignificant.
Yeah.
It's going to come out of left field, and that's going to start a cascade of events, which will pop these bubbles. Everything right now is on the back of the debt bubble. It's a financial monster. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before. And world central banks here, they've never had a clue as to how they're going to get out of it or unwind this here. They have to keep it going because that's also the nature of the beast here. It's the debt-based economic model that demands that cash be borrowed into existence in perpetuity. The debt has to inflate, can't ever stop. That's why I think, just leading into cryptos and stuff, we've seen a boom with cryptocurrencies that people realize they're not that stupid. I don't think people are that stupid, that they, you got to seek other places to have your cash grow.
Right.
Unfortunately, Wall Street seems to have got their hands on Bitcoin. I don't know if you follow my work, but I warned everybody when the futures exchanges came out that they should, when Bitcoin was at 20,000, I said, dump it, get rid of it now. I saw the writing on the wall. I knew it. I even outlined for people. There are articles that I wrote on my Steam It blog where I outlined for people how it would work. I got laughed at, ridiculed, and everything you could think about, but I nailed it to the wall. I told everyone how it was going to play out, and it's exactly what happened. I want Wall Street to keep their hands off of cryptocurrencies. It kills me that they got to get their long hands on every single thing so they can rig it, twist it, do whatever they want with it. I had a lot of hopes here.
I did too, Gregory. But now I don't think so, man. I'm very disappointed. Actually, not even in the people from Wall Street coming into this space, but the people in this space. The people in this space are looking for regulation. They're literally looking for Wall Street to come in to validate cryptocurrencies to make the prices go up. And I hate that, man.
Yeah. I think it's insane. Why? It never works. It's
right.
People, look, here's the thing. People don't understand, I believe, the mechanism or the machine that is Wall Street and what they're capable of doing in collusion with world central banks, with each other. It's an incredible system. It really is, and it never works for us. This, sadly, needs to be unregulated, free. Isn't that what this was supposed to be from the get-go?
Exactly.
When we lost sight of that, it took me a long time to understand this whole asset class. I'm going to be honest with you. For a long time, I didn't look at it. I didn't think about it.
I know.
I'm an old dude. I'm 52. Right. I am old school in many ways. So am I 52 or 53? I think I'm 52. I always ask my wife, how old am I?
Yeah, same thing.
It's so funny, isn't it? But it's really the truth here. I think that this has lost its way, and you're right here. For people to be calling for regulation, they got to be smoking something hardcore. That, just stop, because they're going to get their wish. Believe me, they're going to get it.
Yeah, they are.
And it's very sad because you can see what's going on already.
Yep.
I hate it. I still own cryptos. I own Bitcoin. I own Litecoin. I own Ethereum. But I'm not adding to these positions at all. I don't know what I'm doing right now with regard to that. But if I do see an ETF or ETFs, if I start to see more regulation, it's all going to go too. I'm not going to hold on to it.
They're coming, man. They're coming. I saw something on CNBC this morning about I forgot what group. They're going back at it. They're trying to get. It's not an ET. It's not. I think it's an ETF, but this time it's not a futures derivative. It's an actual spot ETF position. Whatever. It's just
you're
nonsense.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they want to do. But I can promise you, no matter what they do, and they add to regulation, and it seems like you have a pretty good idea about this, it's not going to be good for the entire industry. Now, I know I'm going to take a hit for this. I can only imagine the emails that I'm going to get for saying this. But, look, I'm an advocate for this stuff, and I've been for a while now.
Yeah. I
don't want to see this. I want Wall Street's hands as far off of this stuff as humanly possible, because once they do, they're going to do the same thing that they've been doing to gold, physical gold and physical silver and the derivatives of for a very long time now.
When they heard Janet yelling and the cops came, they said, give me all your Bitcoin and lock aim. Then Jamie Dimon showed up and the shots rained. So they hopped in a Lambo and took off fast. Welcome to the Block Party Podcast.